thing we need. All right. And let me know if you guys can see my screen.
Yep.
Excellent. Okay, guys, well, this is what we're going to be doing every Thursday night. It may be me, it might be Mike Fletcher, it might be Doc Snipes, it might be Paula. Who knows who all might be doing these meetings in these trainings in the future. But what we want to get is consistency of how we have our system set up. So every Tuesday night, we're going to be doing the opportunity calls. Every Thursday night, we'll be doing these trainings, and these are critical. These trainings that are put together, you guys were showing that we're going to be using here, have been effective in moving billions of dollars worth of products for some really super corporations in our industry. Plus, I've added some things to it myself. So it's just developed over the years. Some of it was shared with me from some people. Some was shared with other people. Some are things that I've come upon myself. But it's a pretty dialed in training from the fact that it really doesn't get into, well, I'll get into it because they'll tell you what we don't get into and what's important and what's not. But the number one thing we want to do in this business is we want to get to, right here. And that's what we're going to do. And we're going to do that within 36 months. We're right around that 36-month mark. And it just a matter of how many of those people you want in your downline is how well you apply the things you learned in this training, because we've certainly got the product and we've certainly got a compensation plan that will allow these things to happen. And we're certainly at the right time to be doing this. So it's absolutely, that's what you want to be looking at. There's no stronger result than I could show you than that right there. So that's really what we're looking for. That's what you're looking to be a part of. And so we talk about this. Success is not something that can be taught. It's it's not something that can be learned, because you can teach somebody to sing, you can teach somebody to dance, but this is more conceptual. So what we can teach you is the process you need to apply to gain success. That can be taught. You can learn that. And on a daily basis, what happens is you start to put this process into your daily method of operation. You start to absorb this into who you are as a person, and you'll start to understand how you can become successful. And especially for people who have not had success, it's really like, how do I get there? What does it mean? What it means is you have to learn the process, and you have to apply that to get where you want to go. And these really are, this process that we're going to give you guys is the basics that you want to come back to in your business all the time. So if you're off track or things aren't happening in your business, you need to come back, plug into this system here, and make sure this is what you're looking at, because this is critical for your success and for your people's success. And what we want to do is also, inside of these things, we've got these Tuesday night events going on, Thursday night trainings going on. We'll probably do a once a month organizational meeting with leaders and things like that. But then there's the basic daily method of operation. What do we do? And it's really pretty simple. It's not easy, and the not easy part is some things about us and how we're not consistent as business people. But it's very doable. And the first thing we want to do is become a product of the product. And that's very simple to do in this particular company, because we've got a substantial product. We've got an incredible product. And all you got to do is start drinking the water, and you're going to see very quickly what makes it so great. And then also you start to share the product, and you see from your own results, and that builds up strength in you. I've got results in this product. It feels really good to me. I'm going to tell people about my results. But you also get stronger the more you share the product. People who share the product more get stronger because they're getting results coming back to them from their customers. That just makes them feel stronger with the feedback that they're getting. So sharing the product is a real part of making yourself strong in the industry, or excuse me, in the business, because you're getting that feedback constantly. I'm doing good for people. This is something that's really going to be exciting in their lives. And then you want to share the business, because we're going to talk about the kind of people who are looking for something like this, who really want to be a part of something, who want to get out of the grind and want to have fun in their life. And so the number one thing here you got to do in sharing the business is, one of the things you got to do is you got to plug in, you got to build relationships. The people who are most successful in this industry consistently are the people you see on every call, you see them at every training, and you see them consistently plugging in and building relationships. And they build a bigger and bigger group around them. Their people become leaders, and it's an exciting way to see things go. And they understand that you have to promote these things as events. You have to make events, and that's what we do. Mike's going up to Paris on Saturday to do a training up there. That's an event. People are going to come out and see Mike. Mike's got substantial business going on here, and right now he's really got things going on, as does Eric. Or I should always say Mike and Paula, but you guys have got substantial things going on, and people are going to want to meet with you and talk to you, and that's an event that brings people to a place. And those are things you have to continually put out there. Those are these little milestones, or little places where people can get involved in the business, and you start to build little beehives of activity like in Paris, or your beehives of activity like in Monroe. And then eventually those same kind of beehives happen in cyberspace as well, because you want activity going. And why beehives? I I use beehives because they're buzzing with activity. There's a lot going on. They're very effective. They do great. Bees do great daily method of operation, and they produce what? A lot of honey. In our case, that's a lot of money. So the two work very well together. But we talk about this over here on the right on this thing here. For things to change, you've got to change, and that's good news, because in order for your business to grow and to get better, you have to work on yourself. But that's fantastic because you have complete control over yourself, and there's nothing but good things can't come out of making a better you. But especially in the business, it will move you forward. The things on the left, those are the simple disciplines you do on a daily basis to get successful. In my 30 years in the industry, I've seen people make tremendous incomes. I've seen people have great part-time incomes in life, and almost some people are like a middle class. But consistently, people are always looking for what's the secret. Why are those people making it, and why am I not making it? It's in that little turtle sitting right there. Its success is nothing more than a few disciplines practiced daily. There is no secret. The issue is you become better at practicing these disciplines, and you're going to see great things happen in your business. Now, we really want to start talking about being on a mission with the water to help people. You really need to feel like you're almost a missionary for this water. You've got to take this out and present it to people to help change their lives. I certainly feel that way. I know Dr. Snipes feels that way. But I remember walking into somebody's home in South Lake, Texas, when I was taking a big box of product in there, and I was feeling so good about myself because I knew I was about to change somebody's life. That's a pretty special thing, and we've got that. And that really is, I put the little lightning in a bottle over here on the right, because very few companies ever catch lightning in a bottle. It just so happens that we have a bottle, and that water is the lightning that we've got. And I don't care who you are. If you don't think you can build this business because you haven't done this before, it's not true. You follow the basics here, and you have a product like this, there's no way you'll fail. You won't fail. If you do the basics and you use this product and you get people on it, you'll be fine. The number one thing here we got to do too is we got to follow up with our customers, because one, it shows you care, but this is how important it is. I'm actually going to ask Mike if you unmute yours for a quick, and Paula would share her story so people can understand why you have to follow up to get somebody to continue with the product, because they may be having some early on issues, and why that follow-up is so important. Would you share that story with us, Paula?
Sure. Well, the first time I tried the water, I just got through working out, and I came home, and Mike gave me the water, and he said, "Here, drink this. This is some new water." And I just turned it up and started drinking it, and I thought, immediately it made me sick. I had to go straight to bed. And I thought, Mike, what kind of water is this? He's like, "I don't know, Paula," And so the next day, same thing. I went and worked out. I came home. I drank the water, and it made me absolutely nauseated, sick to my stomach, put me in bed. And I thought, what in the world is going on? Mike was concerned. He called Steve. "Steve, what's going on with this water? What's in this water?" He told Steve what was going on with me, and Steve said, "It's detoxing you, Paula. You just tell her to keep drinking the water." Well, I continued, reluctantly, but I continued for the next 2 weeks, drinking a little bit each day. And it really took me 2 weeks before I got through one full bottle of water in one day. And it was amazing, because I'm a health fanatic. I love working out every day. I try to eat healthy, but yet drinking this water was making me sick. And what it was doing was detoxing me. And I didn't realize how unhealthy my body was. And then I started seeing the effects of more energy. And instead of being at the gym for an hour and a half, I was beginning to stay 3 hours. And I didn't even want to leave after 3 hours, because it made me feel so good. And I had so much energy that I just wanted to continue to stay there. But with this water and the benefits that it gave me, I felt like a new person. And so I highly recommend it.
Yeah, and guys, that's why you got to follow up, because if somebody had not told her that, hey, listen, your body's going through detox. She might have just got off the product, and I can tell you, she's one powerful influencer about this product now because it's inside of her. She's getting these results, and she, along with Mike, are going to be tremendous in this business. But had she not stayed on the product, she would have said that stuff's terrible. So you have to follow up. You have to do that, and that's going to happen in many different ways. I just got a friend of mine on the product here just recently, and I knew he was going to go in detox because I know the guy and I know his habits. And amazing things happen to him, and he knows about detox, so he was really happy that it happened to him. But some people won't, so you've got to do that follow-up. Now we're going to talk a little bit about strategies and tactics, so you guys can understand. I want to give you a little bit of a difference between the two and why one is way more important than the other, but they're both important. The strategy is to give you an example. We were in World War II, and our strategy in World War II was good. The strategy was the overall reason why we were there, why we were involved in that war. And although we had good tactics, we certainly had some bad tactics. There were places where we had the other side had better tactics. But we won because our strategy was there. Our reason for doing it was there. And the same thing, if you show the same contrasting thing, there's actually a thing on PBS right now about the Vietnam War. And we didn't have an overall strategy there. We had the best tactics in the world by far, but our strategy was no good and we lost. So the example here for you guys, I'm using it because if you don't have the right strategy, I don't care how you apply your tactics, you're not going to have success here. If you have the right strategy, the right reason for the right why for being here as a missionary for the water and helping people and helping change lives, you're going to build your business even if your tactics are terrible. Now you put the two together, you're going to do really good. But first and foremost, get your why for why you're here, because that's the most important thing you get. That's why you get up every day. And if you don't understand how good this water is, you need to get some more people on it, as many people on it as possible, because you're going to get the feedback and then you're going to find that out. The other thing you have to watch is your attitude. And this is something, there's a lot of people in our business right now, and I know them, and I really care about them, but they've got bad attitudes, and it's hurting their business because when your attitude's off, you get down and your business is not doing you any good at all. And what I call this, and just to give you an example of what it is in attitude here, it's just no one else makes us angry. We make ourselves angry when we surrender control of our attitude. What someone else may have done is irrelevant. We choose not they merely put our attitude to a test. And your attitude drives action, actions drive results, and results drive lifestyles. So you've got to get your attitude right to get into this section over here, because that, again, is a part of your overall strategy. Your attitude's got to be right. We have some people that are rightfully so frustrated because it's a soft launch and they're going through things, and they get angry. And they call the office and we talk to them. But what I know is when they're angry, they're not doing themselves any good. We fixed their problem, everything's good, but they've lost 2 or 3 days of business by being angry. And if they're saying that to their downline and talking about that, that's really that's just a disease that you don't want to be giving to your downline. If you've got an attitude that you want to give to somebody that's not good, talk to your upline. When you talk downline, you've got to have your attitude straight, or don't talk to them. But really work on this and learn to respond to situations and not react. When you react, that's when you get angry. Responding is you look past it, getting angry and figure out what's the issue, how do I fix it? Because I'm here for the long haul and I want this business to work for me. So that's what you've got to do, some things you've got to do to be successful. So you're building your organization and you got to feel like you're the CEO of your own organization. Somebody may sponsor me in the business. I don't care about them. They're their CEO of their business. That's for them. I'm going to learn as much as I can from them. I'll borrow strength from them if they're really good for a while I'm learning. But ultimately, I want to learn to be my own CEO. And the simple things you have to do here is you have to have, there's 2 must-dos. You got to find people to talk to, and you got to talk to them. It's that simple. And you want to do these at every opportune moment. I'm actually putting together, and I've talked to Mike about it and Steve and Steve. I'm putting together a ringtone for my phone. It's the song from the Sons of the Pioneers and Marty Robbins way back when, called Cool, Clear Water. And every time my phone rings and somebody hears it, I can guarantee you, if they not somebody that's in the business, what on earth are you listening to that for? I'm just creating opportune moments to talk to people. And I haven't found one yet that's not. When I go to the health food store, I talk about the water. When I go to the gym, I talk about the water. If I'm, at the car dealership, I talk about the water. There's all kinds of places where you can make opportune moments outside of your center of influence and the people you want to talk to. And what you're looking for, one, is to help people with their health with water, number one. That's number one. Because those people, that's how good the product is. But if you're looking for a common denominator of people who want to work this business, it's not age, it's not sex, Although you will find that more women do the business than men, that's just a fact in our industry. But still, there's some very successful men, so you have to be careful, right? It's not background. I don't care if you're a lawyer or a doctor or a truck driver. I've seen them all have tremendous results in this, and I've seen the same group of people not do well in this. It's not education. I've seen people with great educations, very high educations, again, not do well in this industry. I've seen people with very low educations not do well in this industry, and I've seen the flip side of both of those. It's not previous income. Some of the best people I've seen in this industry never ever made a lot of money until they got into something like this. And there were some people out there that made huge money, and they come over here and they have unrealistic expectations, or they got some baggage, they don't do well. And then a lot of people, you say, oh, I want somebody experienced in our industry. A lot of those people are burnt out. A lot of those people bring with them baggage that really slows them down. And so those are the things you have to be careful at, not to be looking at, oh, this person would be good because they do this. This person's a masseuse, she's perfect, or she works in a salon, she's perfect. It just doesn't work that way, guys. It's much, much simpler than that, and this is what it is. It's people who are dissatisfied. That is the key thing. The number one thing you can find, the best people you can find are people that said, I've had it with what I'm doing. I want something better. I deserve something better. Dissatisfied. And in what areas of life? Money's number one, because there's the old saying, money's not everything. Unless you don't have it, then it becomes everything. And there's, you just don't want that. You want to take care of that. Career. Some people have, just have jobs and they make good money, but they hate their career. So they're locked into something that makes them dissatisfied on a daily basis to get the money they want for their life. That's not really a good equation for having a happy life. And that leads to these other ones here. Some people want challenge. Some people have money, but they don't have any challenge in their life. They want to go out and change lives and do things. That's here. And then last here is fun. There's more fun in this business to be had in this business than anything you've ever done. You will travel, you'll meet new people, you get freedom, you get your time. You get all those three things above in money, career, and challenge. So those are the areas that you're looking for, and those people are out there, and you can't identify them other than to get them on the water, one, be a missionary for the water, and two, be listening to them and saying, we have an opportunity. And when they see the waters is this good, and they're dissatisfied in these other areas of their life, and you show them there's an opportunity here, that's going to make people move forward. And there's also some things that we have that's going to be very good for them. We'll talk about later. But you want to have effective communication. I don't worry about this one as much here because people on the product, it's not what you say, it's how you feel about what you're saying. If you're on the water, you're going to say the right things. I can, almost all the time. But if you're having some of those attitude check issues where you had a little situation that you reacted to, don't talk to anybody unless you got your attitude straight. It's the old saying, shake every grain of sand from your shoe before you go in to talk to somebody, because that's going to show up. And you know what? That person needs a clear picture of what's going on in the industry, in our business, and you don't need to mess that up because you've got a bad attitude. You've got to get yourself focused. And then the three things you want to do to get a result with people are these three things. And it may seem like a negative at first, but the number one motivator in life is fear of loss. And that's a very positive thing when you look at it, because if you get fear of loss in somebody, they'll move, they'll take action, and they'll come out of a bad situation because you can give them fear of loss. And what it is you've got the best product that I've seen in 30 years in the industry. It is the product for the 21st century. It is lightning in a bottle. It is helping people, and only you can have it. And we'll talk about that later on. But if you miss this one, shame on you, because this is just too good. And that's what you got to get them understanding. If they're not getting in the business and really getting after it, they're not getting it, or they're just not dissatisfied in any of those areas and wanting to change their life. But the promise of the future is all the things we talked about: money, career, fun, challenge, relationships, travel the world. All that stuff is here. And it's an incredible way to live your life. It's the best thing. And once you do it, you'll never do anything else. You can't. And you'll understand why people do the business that we do, but especially with this product. And you do these things with the product or the opportunity or both for your business, and communicating people that fear of loss to really make them understand they don't want to get left behind on this one. They don't want to get left behind. And then you want to be effective with your time. We have techniques. Time, which is scheduling and management, which is really great if you're good at that. But again, here's one of those tactics versus strategy. Attitude is effective uptime conceptually on this side. If you talk to one person a day and your attitude is phenomenal, you're going to do way better than somebody who talks to 10 people a day over here that's got a bad attitude but schedules a lot of appointments, because they're just going through the motion. They're being busy. So if you put the two together, you're going to find some great results can happen for you. And these are the things that you do to build your business. Now, what you're looking for in our industry, and this is absolutely the fact, you want to try to understand what momentum is, and you'll know it when you get it. And you do it by, as Paula talked earlier, she goes to the gym and she works out. If you work out a little bit and then you stop, are you going to establish any momentum? No, you're not. But if you go down there consistently, you're going to start to build muscle. There's no question about that. And if you keep doing it, then you're going to start to sustain that muscle. And then you're starting to take control of your body. And then you can start to even advance further with that by doing the same things, being consistent. But you want to establish momentum, sustain it, advance it. And as a company, we really can't help you establish it. We can help you a little bit sustain it. The product can, but you got to get out and get people on it. And then, but we can come into areas and advance it. We can use the company, the corporate side to come in and really move your business forward. So if you start to get some momentum going and you start to sustain it, you start to advance a little bit, we can come in and really push that forward for you. And we will. We're looking just for that as a corporate team. So we'll come into your areas. He'll, and trust me, when the CEO of the company comes in, the founder, and especially with Steve's passion for what's going on, and you get your people in front of him, it's gonna, get a room of 100 people and put Steve in there. I guarantee you. And because he's going to challenge it. Shame on you if you don't get people on this product and if you don't change your life with this one because it's so good. Those are the types of things we can do from corporate. And there's a lot of other things we can do as well. That's just one example. The other thing you want to do that will help you is you have to learn to delegate as a CEO to other people to let them become their own bosses. And the best way to do that is through what I call tell, show, try, do. And what that simply means is, take the little gal here on the right, and I'm not using a gal because guys can't, there's a lot of guys I don't know how to change a tire either. But if you want to teach somebody how to change a tire, you first tell them how to do it, then you show them how to do it, then you let them try it, and if they've got it, they're doing it, right? But if they don't, then you go back again, tell them again, show them again, let them try again, and let them do it again. Now what happens is they know how to change a tire, but they also know how to teach somebody else how to change a tire. And that's why when you're signing somebody up, you want to do tell, show, try, do on the sign up process. When you're doing trainings, you want to do tell, show, try, do with the training process. Anything that you can get other people to incorporate and be able to do themselves and teach to other ones is going to make your organization bigger and bigger and bigger, because that's how you build duplication. That's how you build leaders. And make no mistake about this, what we're doing here. It's not a sales position. There's no sales involved here. This is a leadership position, and especially you leading yourself. But you lead by example. It's the old saying, speed of the leader, speed of the pack. Lead by example. Don't get a bunch of people in your group and then manage them. That's a surefire way to just go dead in the water. You've got to always be going forward, always leading by example, and that's what you do in our industry if you want success. And so you're going to find out in your first 90 days, and it's critical for people to see this. There's a thing on the side of it. Success is not something you pursue. What you pursue will elude you. It can be like trying to chase butterflies. It's something you attract by the person you become. So you got to keep working on yourself. If you're out doing things on a daily basis, working and getting better, you're going to start to get a glow about you. You're going to start to attract. People are going to want to talk to you. They're going, why are you so happy? What's going on with you that you've got such a spry walk? What is going on? Or just that very energy, like a dog can tell, people can tell when you got something going on. So you've got to get all that happening, and you have to realize that as you start to work, it's going to take 90 days, right? There's going to be a lag time where all the work you're doing starts to show up. What you're starting to do is going to show up, and today is going to show up in 90 days. Every day is going to show up in 90 days. But the difference is, as you're doing it, it's like a wave. That wave starts to build, and you start to make it bigger and bigger and bigger, and you get compounding results when you do that. But you got to have realistic expectations to understand that lag time is going to be there, and then be objective with yourself. If something's not going well, come back to this training, do a self-evaluation of where you're at, because you're in charge of your company, and figure things out, because that's how you're going to get your business going forward, and that's critical for your business. So, and when people want to talk about, well, why restore? There's a lot of companies out there in direct sales right now, guys. A lot of competition, but why? So why us? And I can't think of it. Why not? It's you don't have to be a genius here. This is a completely unique product. You have to think about this again. This is a completely unique product. Absolutely incredible. There's a lot of Me Too's out there, and people are making money with Me Too's. Imagine what you can do with a product that's unique beyond what anybody else has. You've got an inspirational leader in Steve out in the field, and you've got a guy who's not going to quit. He's not going to get satisfied. A very dangerous thing is to get into a company where the leader gets satisfied, because once he's got what he wants, then the company will stop growing. He's got to have the vision to go on an international basis. And we discussed that in a meeting today with some people about being international. So it's already on the table, and we're looking forward. There's some forward-thinking things going on there. So the more people you get going in the U.S. is going to open up all these other countries. So your people, and it's like I told Doc Snipes the other day, he said, you're going to affect somebody's life in Spain. I guarantee it. And I do. I guarantee it. If he works the business way I think he's going to work it, and the leaders that he's bringing in, somebody someday in Spain is going to say, Doc, I'm in your downline. That's a powerful feeling when you walk up and somebody does that. And you've got this hyper-driven product here. So everybody talks about product-driven product. This is a hyper-driven product. This is something that's changing lives so rapidly, and people get on it because it's water. You know, it's the second most consumable thing on the planet next to air. People have to have water, and this is the best water. And it's not just here in the U.S. Everybody's going to need it. And Steve went out and got the best guy for the best compensation plan and put something together here that minimizes your risk. There's not a lot to get here. It's at $99 for a starter kit, and get on the product and go out and talk to people. That's an amazing thing to be able to do. We're not asking for a franchise fee or anything like that. And you maximize the upside because there's so much in this company. And it's the best when, some people will tell you in their companies, we got the best compensation plan out there. That's stinking thinking, because there's just no such thing. You can only divide a dollar so many ways. The real issue is do you have the best possible compensation plan for your product? And Steve got the best person on the planet to do that, and we have got that plan here. Our plan rewards those people who want to be part-time or pay for their product strongly. And then the right side of that plan, as you start to go up in the career path, really, really rewards leaders in ways I have never seen before. And then we've got something that people don't talk about. It's called barriers to entry. Now, other companies will tell you they've got patents, but they're what I call marketing patents. And what that means is they'll go out and get a patent because they'll put one ingredient with another ingredient that hasn't been done before. So that's unique and that's novel. So you got a patent. But if somebody else comes along and adds another ingredient, well, then so much for the patent. So they're more just for dress and for show. This is not a for dress and for show thing that we've got going on with our patents that we're patenting right now, but it's also that we've got part patents and part trade secrets. So because if you put a patent together, you have to reveal all your trade secrets. But if you only do part of it and then part in trade secrets, now you've really made it difficult for anybody, even in a foreign country, to copy what you've got. And if you look at Mr. Wonderful on the Shark Tank, he says, how are you going to keep the big guys from coming in here and squashing you someday? That's how, right there. This is our playground, and nobody plays here but us. This is our product, and nobody gets it to the public unless you're and I can't believe I got Restore up here, guys. So you need somebody to kick me with this, but Faze4 H2O associate. That's the only way that works. I missed one. So let's talk about the opportunity. What you need to understand about companies like this, guys, is that you're building a machine that creates money. And that money is how you build businesses, because we've got to do inventories, we've got to expand the company, we've got to expand our workforce inside to help you guys and support you. But what happens is the more money you guys are taking out, the company's getting bigger. So the more money we've got to give out after that. So it's like taking one coin out of its chest and two appear in its place. That's really conceptually how these work. So you come in and you tell people, work hard, don't push, don't shove, but work hard and take as much as you can. Because all you're going to do is create more money for everybody else, but coming in behind you and around you and people who are beside you, because that's how these things work. And so the number one thing you can do if you got a gold mine like this is you got to go to that distributor kit and you've got to get that getting started manual that's in there. The getting started manual that's in the distributor kit is one of the best pieces of literature I've seen in 30 years. It is well thought out. It will tell you how to start your business, and you start right there. You dig into that and you use that. And that will tell you how to get going. And then you do all the things in these trainings. And if you think you've seen this training once and that's enough, you didn't get it. Because there's so much conceptual in this training. I can tell you that I've seen people who are making more money than you guys would ever dream of, and they go back to these basics every day. Just like if somebody wins the Super Bowl one year, the first thing they do when they come back to practice next year is understand the basics again, because that's what got them there. And you've got to keep doing that. That's why it's important to come back and watch these trainings. It's important to watch them with your new people and see it through their eyes. And every time you do it, I guarantee you'll see something in them that'll spark something in you, and you'll get more and more out of this training. It is not a stagnant training. You will be shocked at how much you will learn by using this particular training. And then lastly here, guys, and there's Faze4, thank goodness, Timmy. And then what you've got here, guys, is you can have two choices. You can make a living or you can design a life. And this is a great time to really, for some of us who have been around a while, to really start to get this out, but to get it out to a lot of young people, because this is a lifetime that they're going to have with this product, a lifetime they're going to have with this company, and they're really going to have fun. It makes me want to be young. I've got something here in this bottle that's going to make me as young as I can for who I am in my health. But I'd love to be young and run into this company the way I ran into some others. This is one of those that the people are going to come to. It's going to be here for all their life, and they're going to build something, and they're going to look back over the 30, 40 years of life, and it's going to have been extraordinary because they will have seen the world. They will have made a lot of money. They will have learned the capacity to enjoy that money, and they will have worked with one of the greatest inventions that we've seen. And and we're putting it in people's bodies, and we're changing lives. That's what we've got, guys, and that's the excitement level that you should have when you're doing things. So I'm going to go ahead and just shut us down for tonight, but I do want to reiterate that we need to have everybody on these calls and really pushing people to be on these calls Tuesdays and Thursdays. It's going to be like a machine getting people out. And there's some phenomenal things that are starting to happen inside the company. Steve's working on some things and making some decisions right now that you guys are going to find extraordinary. And I tell you, you're going to get so excited. So just keep getting people on the water. And we've got a lot of things coming up. And I'll be seeing some of you this weekend because I'm making a few trips, as Mike is as well. And then I'll see you guys next Tuesday night. It might be me. It might be Mike Fletcher. It might be Steve Morse. It might be all three of us. But get plugged into these events so you can build your businesses, guys. Have a great evening. It's a pleasure talking to you.